have you ever thought about the quality of your indoor air? The Environmental Protection Agency have estimated that is 2 to 5 more contamination of the indoor air than the outdoor air. And usually we never think about the air in our house, in our office, in our environmental indoor, wherever we do our lifestyle. So in this video, I want to show you which are the main sources for indoor air pollution and which are the best ways to eliminate them if it's in your environment already. All right, so which are the main sources? So some of the main sources for indoor air pollution is poor ventilation first. Poor ventilation mostly has been shown in winter. People don't open the windows or the doors as often to ventilate the house as they do it in summer because it's cold, and then the index of indoor pollution increases during that time. Also, humidity or no air conditioning, because the air conditioning dries out the environment, and if mold is one of the pollutants that is in your environment, the air conditioning helps in decreasing the humidity. But if you live in a very humid environment, it has been shown to raise the contamination of the pollutants in indoor places as well. Household chemicals. So what means household chemicals? Paint, the paint that you have in your wall, varnish, the chemicals that you use in your cleaning and hygiene products, because you smell all of that. Also indoor pesticides, all of those chemicals that we have in our house, they are volatile, and there is one really common in cleaning products like ethylene based glycol ether or terpenes, which is really volatile, and we inhale it and can cause asthma or other respiratory problems. So cleaning products, paints, if you have an old paint or the type of paint that you use to paint your house, all of that can be really, really toxic for your body. Cooking, yes, cooking is always really healthy because that helps in incorporating new healthy ingredients in your diet, and we are able to prevent all the bad ingredients that they put at the restaurants. However, when we cook and we heat food, if there is not a good ventilation in your house, or there is not a good the stove is not working properly, the release of the gas in there, or the charcoal or the wood fire, anything where you are heating your food, if it's not working properly, could produce carbon monoxide or nitrogen dioxide, and those are really volatile gases that we inhale and can affect a lot of the organs in our body. So very important to be sure that your gas, your stove, everything is working properly, you don't have any release of gases. And also the cookware that you use cooking releases a lot of volatile chemicals that we also inhale, and those are the PFAs. The PFAs that you can see sometimes on the label when you buy your pans and your pots usually says PFAs free. It's because PFAs, whenever you cook, they go to your indoor environment and you inhale them, but also they go to your food and you ingest them. So very important to be sure that you control that you buy PFAs free cookware. That's extremely important. The same as the Teflon. It's usually the non-sticky cookware, the one that you have to really keep an eye on that. Mold, and there are different type of mold that could cause toxicity in your body, but mostly the black mold is the one that has been shown to be really dangerous, and sometimes you don't even see it or you don't even smell it because the mold releases two type of toxins, releases mycotoxins and releases microbial volatile organic compounds. The mycotoxins, they need filaments of the mold to travel around, but the volatile organic compounds are gases that they are really volatile. We inhale them easily, and they are released even when you are scrubbing or you are cleaning your bathtub from mold. So very important to know how to clean your bathtub and how to eliminate the mold. But sometimes the mold, you don't smell it because the mycotoxins are odorless. The volatile organic compounds, they have a smell, the typical mold smell that we can smell in our houses, but the mycotoxins are odorless. So sometimes you don't even know if you have mold because it could be behind the wall, behind the paint. If the paint has been set up on top of a moldy area and you don't see it, it still could grow in there. So very important also to test for mold contamination in your house because it's one of the main reasons for indoor air pollution. Building materials, paints, and furnitures. We are surrounded by furniture, right, in our workplace or in our houses. So that is very important to take a look at it before you buy any furniture. The foam of the furnitures, mattresses, chairs, the carpets, the glue that they use for gluing the carpets or other materials, the varnish, the wood finish that they use for the furnitures, they have usually compounds called volatile organic chemicals, and those go in the air. Even from your mattress, you may not have a good quality sleep because your mattress is releasing the volatile organic chemicals. And for example, formaldehyde is a really common, very, very toxic chemical that goes in wood finishes. So it's crucial to look for that whenever you go to buy a furniture. Also, one of the most common is fire retardants. Fire retardants. They put them in mattresses, in couches, in carpets, in material that they don't want it to go on fire, in computers, in your TV. So usually they have fire retardants that are really toxic for your body. They have been shown to increase the risk of cancer, respiratory problems, heart problems. So it's very important to look for those on the label when we buy those furnitures. Radon. Radon is a gas. It's a gas that is formed by radium and uranium. And the exposure to radon has been shown to increase the risk of lung cancer. So where is radon? It's usually in the soil and is underneath the houses and goes also in the building material of your house. So one of the things before you buy a house, something that you can ask before the inspection is to test for radon, because if your house is really contaminated with radon, that's something you really want to know because it's very toxic and increases the risk of lung cancer. Tobacco. Of course, we know tobacco causes cancer, has more than 1,000 chemicals, and 70 of them has been tested to be able to produce cancer. So inhaling the smoke from that air from tobacco can cause really serious episodes. So as you can see, there are a lot of things that you do at home. You cook, you are surrounded by paint, you are surrounded by furnitures, you sleep on a mattress. So there are a lot of things already that could be contaminating your body and causing a lot of health problems and increase the risk of diseases. So some of the symptoms and health problems that could be caused by indoor air pollution. So we can start with short-term problems, and that is when the pollutants start attacking the mucosas, our eyes, our nose, our mouth, our throat. So we end up with just short-term allergies or sore throat, sniffing, problems like that. But then we can end up with long-term problems that actually are not associated with air pollutants, and you end up being diagnosed with something else. And people that end up with long-term exposure to these pollutants can also end up with what is called chronic multiple allergy syndrome. You start reacting to a lot of things that you don't even know what it is. And being surrounded by all those pollutants can raise your histamine constantly. So you end up with a histamine intolerance and chronic allergies. So you end up with long-term problems. Some of the symptoms associated with this will be breathing problems, like if you have difficulty breathing, you feel the air, you have asthma, the air is not coming to your lungs, you cannot breathe well. That is one of them. Skin rashes, itching, eczema, a lot of skin conditions, digestive problems, you start having nausea, digestive discomfort, you may get diarrhea or constipation. All those air pollutants, when they go inside your body, they can enter the digestive tract and cause leaky gut, gastrointestinal permeability, and systemic inflammation. So digestive problems is also really common. Chronic fatigue syndrome, that you feel tired all the time and you don't even know why anymore. And it's because these air pollutants have been shown to cause mitochondria dysfunction. The mitochondria is the organelle that we have in every single cell of our body beside red blood cells, and is the generator that produces energy in the form of ATP, and we use it for everything that we do through the day. So these air pollutants decrease the number of mitochondria and also decrease the production of ATP, the energy in your body. So we can end up with fatigue. So very important to test for that as well. Flu-like symptoms. You may feel you go constantly through the flu and you are getting sick constantly because you may get headaches, you may even get fever as well. Also, a joint pain, muscle pain, like when you have the flu. Symptoms like that, coughing, nasal congestion, and you think you may have the flu, but actually you may have exposure to some of these pollutants. Poor concentration, memory fog. You go to a bedroom and you forget what you were going for. That all those toxins can end up attacking as well your brain. So a lot of brain-related disorders, sleep problems, insomnia has been related to that as well. Anxiety, depression, as I said before, eye irritation, itching, everything that is attacking your mucosa. So all of those pollutants can end up causing all these problems. So the most important is how we can eliminate the pollutants in our indoor environment. So here are a few that I brought more to your attention. So one of them, of course, is always fix the source. Fix the source. Where is the pollutant coming from? If it's the mold in the bathtub, if maybe you have an air conditioning or an air purifier or a dehumidifier, already the filter is really dirty and full of toxins, so it's releasing all of that into the air. So be sure that you clean periodically your filters. Also the exhaust fans that you have in your bathroom or your kitchen, they are very important to clean the air, but you need to clean them as well once in a while, because that can cause more pollution into the environment more than cleaning if you don't clean them properly. Also radon, we say radon, that is a big contaminant for our houses. Be sure, as I said before, you buy a house, try to test for radon or try to test every 5 years to see if you have contamination. And there are companies that are specialized on that. So how you are going to test for all these pollutants in general? There are companies specialized for testing air pollutants, but also there are some kits that you can buy and then send to certain companies to test for radon or also to test for mold contamination. You just take the sample and then send it to the companies. Ventilate, and more in winter. If you live in a really cold area and you don't even open your windows because it's really cold, it's okay to open the windows for at least 30 minutes to 1 hour of your time, at least in the morning after the whole night sleeping. My mother always used to tell me, Elena, open your window. And I am from the mountains where we get a lot of snow, and I didn't want to open the window, but ventilation has been shown to decrease, to dilute the amount of pollutants that keep concentrating in our environment from cooking, from the furniture, from all these environmental toxins. So you don't open your windows, you don't open the door, you don't let the fresh air coming through. Is all of that is going to keep accumulating. So you need to dilute it, to let it out, to be able to clean the air. That is the cheapest and a very efficient way to do it. Natural products. One of the ways we contaminate our house, we said, is with the household chemicals. And some of those household chemicals are coming from hygiene and cleaning products. There are more than 10 chemicals known to be carcinogenic, cause a lot of respiratory problems, developmental problems as well. So you have to substitute all those cleaning products from the natural alternative. And I know a lot of you say, oh, but those natural alternatives, they don't clean the same way. They do clean the same way. Vinegar has been shown to be the most potent antimicrobial of the planet, together with baking soda as well. So you can make a dilution of baking soda. You can use also borax in your bathroom if you want to. Vinegar is the best, even without dilution. And you can use essential oils, because these chemicals have fragrances, some of them, that can cause a lot of imbalance in our endocrine system and a lot of inflammation. But essential oils are natural structures that are bioidentical with our body. So you can add to the vinegar, to the baking soda, essential oils like, for example, tea tree or lemon, or even grapefruit or pine oil, that has been shown to be really good antifungal, antibacterial, antiviral. You clean your mold, that is really efficient. So try to start substituting those cleaning products, because using products like even bleach are causing even more damage to your body than cleaning. It's cleaning the environment, but it's also damaging the body the same way as the pollutant. But something that is very important, if you decide to use bleach, never combine with vinegar or ammonium, because it's releasing fumes, gases that are really toxic for your body, and they can even increase the risk of death. So don't mix bleach with vinegar and ammonia. Very important. Buy an air purifier if you can find a good air purifier, but remember that you need to clean the filter once in a while. Choose good furnitures. One of the sources of a lot of chemicals were our furniture, the chairs, the carpets, the mattress where we sleep. So usually the labels of the furniture, or when you go to the manufacturer to buy your furniture, you can see if it brings some fire retardants, for example, or other chemicals, or you can even send them an email and ask them, but be sure that you know what you are buying and which kind of chemicals is bringing. And talking about the mattress, that is one of my main important furniture that I do think we have to really pay attention to, because we sleep on it, and our quality sleep and our health depends on that. So I will go for organic cotton or wool based mattresses. That is the you are gonna be sure that is eco-friendly and it's also healthy for your body. And I'm gonna put in the comment section one of my favorite brands for organic mattresses. If you are interested and you are thinking of changing your mattress, that is one of my favorite. It's clean for the environment, it's clean for the air, and it's clean for your body, and the quality of sleep is going to improve as well. But then, beside opening the windows and ventilating, one of my other favorite ways to clean the environment that is the cheapest is plants. So I brought here two of the plants that I have in my living room, because not all the plants are air cleaners, but there are specifically some plants that can clean your air. So some of these are, for example, a spider plant. This is the spider plant. This is the bromeliad. This is how it looks like. Also the pothos. So I have it here in the list. spider plant, pothos, bromeliad, jade plant, dracaena. So those are plants that has been shown to be able to eliminate pollutants, and there are studies that show that what they did, they put those plants on a room with different type of pollutants, and they were testing which different plants were eliminating certain type of pollutants. You know, the plants have a cycle of respiration and photosynthesis. So it has been shown that when they switch that cycle, they are able to eliminate a lot of those air pollutants that are in your house, including the formaldehyde that I said before is so toxic. So just having indoor plants is a really good way to clean your air together with the ventilation as well. So this is how you clean your environment. But if you end up being contaminated internally in your body, it's important that you start working with a healthcare practitioner. You can book a free consultation with me. I'm going to put the link in the description of the video. If you got contaminated with mold or heavy metals from the environment, any pollutant from the environment, it's important that we pull them out because can start causing neuropathies and high risk of diseases and a lot of the symptoms that I have put in here as well. So I hope everybody start paying attention of this. Our indoor air is more contaminated than the outdoor.